Hey guys, welcome back. It is more CALLOUS Invitational 3 play-in tournament content, and we've got Group A action going on here. This is a round of 8 match between Melle, who was in the main event last year, had a decent showing. I believe he went 2-2, which is not bad at all for a first time out in such an elite field. And then Pizza Boy Coco, a lot of you guys might not recognize. That is Hellpowna, who I think you guys probably do know. I have no idea why he goes by Coco now, but that's fine. If that's what he wants to be called, then alright, he's Coco. I'll probably call him Hellpowna in the video, but either or, same guy. This is game 1 in their best of 3 set, attempting to get further along in the process of qualifying for the CALLOUS Invitational 3 tournament. So Melle on the bottom with a Milo lead, but it's Metacham on the top for Hellpowna. That is definitely the first Metacham I've seen, other than like super low level Jinky Ladder, in quite some time. Salamence comes in up top for Hellpowna, meets Dugtrio briefly, gets out of the way, shows hidden power. It's super effective on Milo, so HP Grass there indicating a fully special or a mixed Salamence. Toxic comes down on Celebi, Leech Seed in exchange, Surf bouncing off, not a big deal. Not a whole lot of action thus far for either guy, nothing too meaningful for either. Back to Salamence here, and it's going to meet a Skarm. We know that it's a special Ment, so it could easily have a fire attack here, and it does. It shows Flamethrower, 58%, but Toxic in exchange there, maybe an even trade. Protect, and what? Alright, I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't think I actually even knew that Salamence learned Refresh, and if I did know, I probably glanced right by it because that just seems super janky on a Pokemon that is by and large intended to be an offensive Pokemon. I mean, there is Wishments, which is a defensive set. I don't know if that set is very popular or very good, but it exists. But I don't know that I've ever seen Refresh on Salamence. Like I said, I don't even know if I knew that he had that, but that is what we saw there. He's going to shrug away Toxic. Metacham here with a big Shadow Ball on Claydol. Full team revealed for Melle. 70% that did. And he's going to switch it up, so he's not banded here. The Metacham is gaining lefties, yeah. And he went for high jump kick there. Now he gets out of the way. Salamence comes in. Maybe for a boom. Could be for Earthquake. He gets the better end. He gets Earthquake, so he just blanks it completely. And Claydol gets out of the way. Magneton did get briefly shown for Hellpowna, so that's got to make the Skarm a little nervous, but at the same time, Melle does have a Dugtrio for the revenge kill if and when the Mag picks off the Skarm. Water on water briefly, Celebi comes in. Based on what we've seen so far, just Surf and Toxic, Celebi feels like it's in no danger from the Milo, but nevertheless, Melle does go for Toxic, and there's a Leech Seed in exchange, both of which connect. Natural Cure, Salamence in. Nothing to fear in this matchup at all. Doesn't care about Surfs, and it apparently can refresh off the Toxic, so nothing to worry about at all. There's Ice Beam, 39% on the incoming Celebi. Dugtrio comes in for the trap, and Hellpowna all over that prediction. Despite staring down Blissey, goes straight for Hidden Power Grass. He correctly identifies that Dugtrio is going to come in there, and he picks Melle off as he gets greedy. A little greedy for Melle and a great read for Hellpowna. A little bit of both there, but it works out really, really well, and the Dugtrio's gone, which could definitely matter. That gets rid of his ability to pick off the Metacham, to revenge kill the Magneton, and the Celebi is still safe, so that was a really big play. Maybe a little too risky for Melle. Granted, it would have been great if it had worked out, but wow, that was a big turn. I don't know if it's more Melle's fault or more Hellpowna's credit, but that was a really big turn. Magneton on Gengar here, briefly. Last poke, Umbreon. Wow, the creativity here for Hellpowna. He's got Metacham, Umbreon, two pokes that you do not see a lot of at all individually, never mind together. He's got quite the creative team here. I don't even know if it's bad. I mean, I'm not sure about Refresh on Salamence still, but I get what the team is trying to do, and so far it makes sense to me. There's a whiffed Thunderbolt on the incoming Claydol. He's managed to get a little bit healthier with several lefties turns. He's back up to a third. Celebi on Blissey now. Milotic, I don't know why Milotic's coming into Celebi. We've long established that the Milotic can't do anything to it other than Toxic, which just doesn't matter. Medicham sneaks in on Bliss, another great play for Hellpowna, anticipating that switch. It's going to give him a chance here to, oh, I was going to say use the attack of his choice, but Medicham actually has Recover here and gets all the way back up to 65% after Toxic, so I guess that Medicham does still have quite a bit of juice left in him, and that is all the more reason that the Dugtrio would have been valuable here. But finally, it's going to be Melle out-predicting Medicham with the balls to stay in with Blissey and nail him with a Thunderbolt. Hellpowna does not attempt to go for an attack and hope that he's right on the switch. Instead, he goes for a cover. Medicham at 63%, now gets out of the way with the toxic damage accumulating every turn. Toxic, of course, does more and more damage over time, unlike regular poison. It's badly poisoned, as they say. Swampert and Skarm, a lot of switching in this game. Blissey on Magneton, Celebi on Blissey now, comes in on Thunderbolt, shrugs it off. There's no sand in play, interestingly. This is one of the very few games that I've seen recently, in tournament play anyway, in which neither player brings Tyranitar, so that's going to make bulky things bulkier. Milotic, Blissey, going to be hard to kill. I mean, everything, really. Umbreon's another bulky poke. Toxic connecting on Celebi here. Where are we on Toxics? He's used only 4 of them, but yeah, I mean, the Celebi could burn him out of all of them if enough time passes. It just doesn't matter on the Celebi. Umbreon whiffs on Protect. Celebi comes in here to Surf. I mean, keep in mind, right, with no sand, it's only 11% to begin with, and he's getting more than 6 of it back. So, I mean, these are doing like 5 or less percent net anyway at the end of the day. And that's so paltry. I really question, I'm looking at Melle's team. I really question that Dugtrio decision the more and more I think about it. How the hell do you kill the Celebi now? I mean, granted, maybe that's why he did it in the first place. Maybe he identified that and he wanted to get rid of the Celebi right then and there, and he took a chance and it just didn't pay off. But I don't know, man. Looking at the situation now, that Celebi looks like a prick. Leech Seed is just such a nightmare for the Bliss. Milotic can't touch it. So, I mean, those are 2 pokes that the Celebi can just wall all day, all night. Gengar, I think, would have a hard time punching through it, but it's probably your best bet. And then, I mean, LOL at Skarm or at Claydol being a threat to Celebi. So, I mean, Hellpowna is just ahead in general, I think, right now. And he also is going to be able to Magneton away the Skarm if Melle ever tries to set up, so he's not going to be able to win that way. At most, he probably gets a layer down of spikes. But my bigger picture issue is just how do you punch through the sturdy stuff here. I don't know how Melle kills Celebi or Umbreon, and those are real concerns to me. I mean, I think it can drag out for a while. These are both sturdy teams. There are multiple Pokemon with recovery moves on each team, so this could certainly drag when there's no spikes and no sand. We could be in for a grind here, but if I were to anticipate where this is going, I can see ways in which Hellpowna wins, in which he sneaks the Medicham in, he makes the right prediction, really nails something, or he crits the Milotic, or what have you. I could see ways, or like if Skarm gets caught by Magneton, that would speed things up. Or here's this sequence, we've got the Pursuit Umbreon trying to trap the Gar. If that happens one more time, the Gar is gone. So I could see a number of ways that Hellpowna knocks over the first domino and just starts the chain. But I really don't know how Melle gets out of this. It feels like he's not progressing in any way. He's holding out and he's stalling out, and that's great. But it just doesn't feel like he's making any progress. Like, let's just do a quick look here of Hellpowna's stuff. Medicham, 89%. Celebi, 95%. Salamence, 100%. Magneton, a little lower, but he's also the least important poke, and he'll still trap the Skarm, 55%. Swampert, 100%. Umbreon, 100%. So the whole team, more or less, for Hellpowna is totally healthy and can do this all day. It just feels like Melle is not making any progress. Even the Toxic on Medicham is not as good as it could be. There we go. There's the domino going down. High jump kick there is going to knock out Milotic via crit, and I believe that that is the beginning of the end. We will see how much longer Melle can last now. My guess would be not very. Now, granted, given the situation, I really don't think he was going to be winning anyway, even if it were to take quite some time. But I think that crit is going to speed things up dramatically. Here's Skarm getting trapped here, goes for the double protect. I don't think that would have changed anything either. Magneton takes it out. All of a sudden, we're in a 6-3 situation, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it on fast because I cannot imagine. I mean, what are we looking at here? A Gengar sweep against Pursuit Umbreon and a very, basically 100% healthy team other than the irrelevant Magneton. I just don't see it. I think this game is done in every way other than literally. I'm going to let them play it out. It is certainly Melle's prerogative to not concede. That is absolutely fine and well. I don't know that I would concede if I were playing in this situation either, but I don't see a way out. There is Wish connecting with Magneton, so even that is healthy now. Toxic landing on Claydol. Salamence comes in. There is a refresh. Woohoo. But we are going through the motions. Medicham sneaks in on Bliss. Has a chance to make a move here. Might just go recover. Yep. That's back up to a hundo. It'll dip down briefly less because of the Toxic. He's going to mispredict. Goes Shadow Ball into the Gengar. Whiffs on Bliss, but gets out of the way before the Toxic matters too much. Umbreon finds Claydol. Pursuit 41% on the withdraw. Goes Protect now for lefties. Blocks Toxic. He would have synchronized it back, but Blissey can natural cure it away. Umbreon cannot. Celebi on Gar now. Yeah, we don't actually know the other moves for Celebi. There's Leech Seed, Hidden Power. You've got to think it as Recover, but we don't know the last move. It could be Heal Bell, could be Psychic. Those are probably the two most likely ones. I guess it could have Baton Pass for the sake of going to the Magneton, or I guess maybe going into the Salamence, getting an Intimidate off, getting a little bit of a Tempo Pass, if you will. Gengar going to fall now, being finally trapped by that Umbreon. It's burnt, but he's going to take almost nothing from Thunderbolt. 16%. Gets a Wish off here. Lands Toxic on Bliss. Here's another Thunderbolt, but Umbreon back up to 71. Now 77%. Down to 64 after all is said and done, including the burn. Swampert comes in. Thunderbolt whiffing on it. Melle playing it out to the bitter end, but I think that bitter end is near. Focus Punch here, only 23%. It is resisted by Claydol. Blissey comes in now. Hidden Power. No idea. Hidden Power Bug maybe aimed at Claydol. Also would be a nice surprise move to nail Celebi. But Focus Punch does come down on a Toxic turn, and this is finally going to come to an end. Last poke, 24% Claydol. Somehow is not likely to be a sweeper. Hidden Power that I believe to be Bug is going to knock him out, and this is going to be a clean 6-0 sweep going the way of Hellpowna. It really felt to me, I mean, I knew that it was important at the time, but I didn't realize just how important it was. It felt like that Dugtrio and Celebi sequence, it felt like that turn was everything. That's, yeah. I mean, that really felt like the defining turn. Had he kept Dugtrio alive, would it have won him the match? I don't know. But I think it would have been really helpful had he set up a situation later where he actually kills the Celebi, or maybe he baits out the Magneton with Skarm, double switches, kills the Mag with Dugtrio, and then he has free reign to set up spikes with Skarm that Coco can no longer remove. And of course, picking up the Medicham would have been nice too, so I really have to look back at that Dugtrio sequence. Right or wrong, maybe it was a calculated risk that just didn't go his way, but that had to be the most important turn of the match. I think it went on to define this entire match, and it just felt like it was really, really difficult, if not impossible. I mean, impossible is a big word, but assuming Hellpowna plays correctly, doesn't throw, doesn't blatantly fuck up, it seems really, really hard for Melle to win from there, and that is indeed the way that it played out. So Game 1 going to go the way of Hellpowna. Game 2, of course, coming up next. But guys, I have to remind you, as I do in many of these videos, I really need my subs back. Please subscribe if you've not done so already. Tell people about this channel. It is back from the dead. Get some more people in here. And of course, if you want to follow the tournament, check out the links in the description. Discord, Pokemon Perfect, all that good stuff. I will see you guys in Game 2.